Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So here's your match review for Newcastle versus Brighton. The day at St James Park ended 1-0. Now before I get into the review, I'm going to do a quick shout out for my sponsor fan5.com, home of all sports fans. Go check them out down in the description below. They've got everything you need if you're a sports fan. And if you use the link down in the description below, I get a small kickback as well, so you're helping out my channel too. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into this match review for Newcastle versus Brighton. Now, I'm going to start off with the Newcastle lineup for the game. Now, in goal, it will be up on screen right now. In goal, we have Martin Dubravka, DeAndre Yedlin in defence alongside Jamal Lascelles, Federico Fernandez, and the returning Paul Dummett. On the midfield, we had Matt Ritchie, John Joe Shelvey, Mo Diame, Kennedy, Jose Perez, and then up front we had Yoshi Mutu. On the bench we had Caldolo, Manquillo, Shaw, Hayden, Murphy, Atsu and Joselu. Now, Newcastle played absolutely amazing in this game. I thought for the first 10 minutes of the game we were dominating the game against Brighton. Then, unfortunately, Matt Ryan went down, saying that his shoulder was hurting. That wasted a bit of time. And then it got to about the 9th minute of the game and Glenn Murray went and collided with Federico Fernandez. Of course, Glenn Murray coming off the worst of the situation, having to be treated on the field for 6 minutes after what is now being announced as a concussion by Chris Hughton. But he would be allowed to leave the hospital after precautionary scans, and he almost swallowed his tongue as well on the field if it hadn't been for a Newcastle player jumping into action and stopping it from happening. But hopefully he will get better, as it's a horrible thing to see something like that happen to any footballer. At the end of the day, it is just a football game. Now, instead of being thrown off their stride, the Seagulls regrouped quickly and took the lead with Biram Kyle deflected in Jose Esquerdo's strike in the 29th minute. Now, it shouldn't have been counted in my opinion, as they shouldn't have even gotten the corner that set the thing up, and when they got the corner that set it up, which came off of the chest of Sully March and it went out, but Andre Marin I thought went off the back of Paul Dummett, which is why it was a corner. But before the ball got played in the box from the corner, Kyle, who scored the goal off of a deflection of his inner thigh, elbowed John Joe Shelvey in the face. Shelvey went down, and of course the ref didn't see it. Now, I don't agree and I don't believe that for one goddamn second. I seen on the match when I was watching it that Andre Marina had a clear view through to the incident and he could see it clearly. You'll be able to see it on Match of the Day tonight if they're short, of course. But I think that should have been stricken off. Newcastle as well had 27 shots on goal in the match today against Brighton. 6 of them on target. John Joe Shelvey had a couple of great chances. Mutu had an absolute sitter. He just needed to header it into the ground and we would have been 1-1 at that point. Kennedy had an absolute amazing shot from far, and it grazed the top of the bar. And then he had an absolute amazing shot again in the match where he did a Ribano flick to try and beat Matt Ryan. Almost pulled off if it hadn't went over the bar. But this result means that Newcastle are the 4th team in top flight history to lose their first 5 games of a season. The other 3 teams were relegated. Now that's just something you don't want to be known as a stat for your team, to be honest. It's not good at all. But if we look at the Premier League table up on screen now, you'll see that Brighton's 12th with 11 points after 9 games, and Newcastle 20th with just 2 points after 9 games. That is absolute joke of a points per game ratio. Newcastle should have a lot more than that, and there's only one person to blame for that happening in my opinion, and it's the man up top, Mike Ashley. That fat little bastard hasn't invested in our team, and today that proved it with the 27 shots on goal and only 27 shots on goal and only 6 of them on target. If we had a lethal finisher like a Jamie Vardy, a Dries Mertens, Troy Deeney, somebody with a little bit of finishing to them, right? I know we've got Joselu, I know we've got Jose Perez, I know we've got Mutu, but they just weren't there today. They just didn't have that finishing ability. And let's face it, we bought Joselu for 5 million. We paid 9.5 for Mutu. We paid probably about 2-3 million for Jose Perez a while back. That's just like terrible amounts of money, to be honest. It's just really, really small money. When you think of a lethal finisher, you think of like Alan Shearer, 15 million, Michael Owen, 17 million. I know he didn't score that many, but at the end of the day, it was still a name for 17 million. But we're getting people like Yoshimutu, Joselu, Jose Perez. They just don't have that lethal finish to them. Not downing them, of course, at the end of the day, but they just didn't seem to be there today. They just didn't seem like they wanted to play, and that kind of mentality has got to stop. You've got to have a much better mentality when you're going into the game, and of course the ref didn't help neither, giving free kick after free kick for like really, really shitey fouls. They were just like really terrible, just barely touching the Brighton players, and they were going down today. But let us know what you thought about the game down in the comments below, and also make sure to go check out my sponsor down in the description below, fan5.com, home of all sports fans. Remember, I get a small kickback if you join by the link. Also, if you follow us when you join the link as well on the website, that would be absolutely fantastic, as it lets them know that you've joined by my link. Until next time, I'll see you all later.